Welcome to the Job Help Hotline. My name is William Molina. I'm your host for today's program. And today we're introducing the Greater West Town Training Partnership. And I have a guest with me today, Mr. Tom Rio. How you doing, Tom?
Doing good, doing good.
Good to have you here. So this is a great opportunity for you. If you're looking for a job, looking for a career, looking for a future, Greater West Town has a tremendous program that they offer, and Tom's going to tell us a little bit about it. So Tom, tell us a little bit about the Greater West Town Training Partnership.
Well, I'll try to give you a little bit of information. So Greater West Town, the shipping receiving training program, it's a 380 hours, 12 weeks of training, classroom training, hands-on training. You'll get the experience of what it's like to work in a warehouse environment, get a chance, maybe you've worked in a warehouse environment, you get a chance to update your skills set in shipping and receiving. So, there's just a variety of skills that we have.
And people a lot of times don't understand the importance of this program. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are jobs out there, but now technology is on the rise. I mean, I was just recently at a show where they do everything. It's all technological and automated.
Right.
And so the jobs where you're doing just manual labor and all that, they're rare and few. So this program, I believe, will offer the opportunity for a person to advance, to get a job, and move forward.
Right.
So, what's required for a person to participate in this program?
Well, at least be 18 years old, resident within Chicago area. There's certain income requirements. So, someone who is, we say, maybe who's getting public aid, currently not working, so we help those with lower income, and those who, are displaced workers as well too. That's a big chunk of it too. And, part of that process is you come to us and we'll start you off with the orientation as well. And from the orientation, it then becomes, we do some testing. We want to check your reading and math skills and that. And there's also an interview. So, you go through something that's pretty intensive as well, but it also gives you that opportunity, or for us, the opportunity to get to know who you are a little bit more.
Now, when we hear shipping and receiving, people think shipping and receiving is just loading and unloading boxes, loading and unloading trucks. And I know there's a whole lot more to that.
Right.
Can you tell us a little more about what's involved?
So besides the loading and unloading truck, we show you how to package goods, repackage goods. You learn inventory control using RF scanners, which is still a technology that's always going to be used in some form or another as well. You learn UPS World Ship, learn how to ship out single packages. You learn how to calculate freight rates, how to use a freight rate system as well. We also help you with your computer skills, and that's kind of the basis of it. You got to have some good computer skills.
So let me interrupt you there. So what if a person says, well, I haven't used a computer in a long time, or I'm not computer literate? Would that exclude them from?
No, that won't exclude them. In all honesty, it just it gives us one more skill to help you with. So it wouldn't exclude them at all.
So there are computer skills taught there as well, like the entry-level computers?
Yeah. You start, we do a computer, we have a computer program set up where it starts with the basics and you do steps to go through.
So basically an introduction to computers.
Introduction, and you just kind of work your steps up through so you get better acquainted.
Okay, that's great. So some of the programs you said you have, I believe you said UPS World Ship, right?
Yep, UPS World Ship, which is just the system that most companies use to ship goods from one company to the other as well. You learn how to calculate freight rates. You're going to learn how to use a freight rate system as well too. And that is going in, plugging in the information of where it's coming from, where you need to send it to, and what's the best possible company to send it to, either based on the timing and on the cost.
Now that sounds great. Now it sounds like it's all in a classroom, but it's hands-on training, mm-hmm. and I know that I believe this is the environment they'll be working in. This is one of the environments they'll be working in, right? So tell us a little bit about this setup here.
So this is our warehouse, what we call Warehouse A, and this setup is they're racking. What I tell the guys, anybody who comes through, is we are set up to actually ship goods out if we wanted to. So everything you see, there's actual products in all the cases and boxes. The guys will have to come students pick orders from each of these locations as well. So they run through the gambit of what a normal shipping receiving clerk might go through.
So some people are afraid of, when you start a job, I believe there's a nervousness that people feel like, wow, I have to be trained. I hope I don't mess up. I hope I do a good job so I don't get let go. Because we know getting a job may not be difficult, but keeping a job is something that's really difficult for a lot of people. And so being that you're in a warehouse environment, you're actually doing, I believe you're going to be doing what would be done on the job, but you're doing it there, so
Right.
that way you can hit the floor running when you go to a
Yeah,
company, right?
it makes it a lot easier, and then you always have 2 or 3 instructors, at least 2 instructors with you at all times, and you're going to get critiqued as you go through. So the instructor who's maybe running the exercise that you're doing, and one other one kind of is backup, and they'll point different things out to you as well too, as corrective actions as well too. So again, that's no different than a job as well too. They might correct you as you go, but this also gives you a little more confidence going forward. Is I can at least go in and recognize what they're talking about when I do the job.
That's great. If you're listening to us out there and you want to find who to call, on your screen there, Shipping and Receiving Training Program. It's located at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. The phone number is 312-563-9028. And they're having orientations on Wednesdays at 8:45 a.m. I think you just need to walk in, right? No, you don't need to make appointments or anything, right?
It helps to call, that way we know you have a seat there, but we do take people who walk in as well.
So you do walk-ins as well. So that's wonderful. So if you're sitting at home right now and you're wondering what to do, what direction to go, here's a great opportunity with the Greater West Town Training Partnership. It's a shipping and receiving training program, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the logistics and what it takes to be enrolled in the program, what type of work you will be doing, because you're going to be in a warehouse environment, right, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so basically, it's like if you were at work. Now, you guys, what's a day like? Like, how do you structure it when it comes to that?
The ideal day is typically you might have some classroom work, and then we go into the warehouse to do. You learn it in the classroom, and then at some point you're out in the warehouse actually putting that to use. Whether it's the same day or maybe it's the next day. I think all the instructors are pretty good about bringing the students out into the warehouse so they get that hands-on feel. Plus, we don't want you to feel cooped up all day as well either. So you're there, and this at least gives you an opportunity to get out and do some hands-on as well. So I can know for myself, when I teach UPS, we do a little in the classroom, and then I try to get the guys out there so they can functionally pick orders as they're going through as well.
So basically, what we see in this next shot here, we're seeing a group of people out there. What's taking place here?
So this group looks like they probably just got done picking an order, and now they're going to stretch wrap. This is an order that's going out on a pallet, so it'll be going out for freight. So students actually are helping each other out. As you can tell, the student in the red is helping out the student next to him, kind of showing her how to run the machine, which is great because we do get that. We have people with good experience, who've had lots of experience, those who are fresh to the program, and it's really nice that you see these groups come together and people tend to just help each other out. It's that whole not leaving anybody behind.
Yeah, and I see there's women in this shot here, so it's men and women,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. We encourage women to get into shipping and receiving. There is a place for women in shipping and receiving. It's still dominated by men, but women very much succeed in shipping and receiving.
Okay, so when they're out here, I noticed that they do their own labeling and all of that, and so I know this terminology is involved in that, right?
Yes. So part of that is, so we want students to, to understand what they're talking about, but also to, when they do interviews or they go to a potential job, is that they understand the terminology that the person maybe who's interviewing is talking to about, because typically it might be with a supervisor who's on the job. So you've got to be able to understand. So we will run through the different terminologies that you might use on the job as well too. Talking about freight forward, you can talk about first in, first out, what's it actually mean to ship a good or receive a good as well too. So logistics versus what warehousing is. So, some things are combined terminology in that, but it's part of what we always do is we want to give you every tool you need to be successful. And that's part of what we do.
So if you're watching us today, we're here live, letting you know that there's a great opportunity for you. If you're looking for work, you're looking for a job, there's a lot of competition in the market. And I think it's really essential. Times are changing, and if we don't start changing with the times, we can be left behind. So we need to get some technological skills under our belt. We need to have something that we can master, that we can be good at. They say if you want to be employed, to learn something and become an expert at it. And that'll keep you employed. So if you call the Shipping and Receiving Training Program, I believe this is a great opportunity for anyone, man or woman, who's sitting out there that's looking for an opportunity, looking for a job. If you've been struggling getting a job, this is a great opportunity for you. Now, ex-offenders. You guys work with ex-offenders as well,
We
right?
do, and like anybody else who comes to the door, it's a one-on, it's a case by case. But yes, we do work with people with backgrounds as well too. We've had great success, and that in large part has to do with them as well. And like with any students as well, you have to want it. You have to want the program. You have to want the job at the end. You have to want to learn the skills. If you come with an attitude that I'm going to do this my way, that's not going to fly, and it doesn't fly when you go to work as well too.
Absolutely.
So, but again, whether you have a background, maybe it's an added barrier, but we've had just as much success placing people with backgrounds who don't.
So this is a great opportunity. This sounds amazing. I mean, free, don't pay nothing for it.
Right.
And I believe that you guys provide a stipend visit for transportation, right?
We do. So the program, if you qualify, that is of no charge, but we do help with transportation once you get accepted into the program. The goal is always that you're there every day, right? Just like with a job, it's all about the attendance as well too, and the dedication. So at the end of the week, every Friday, you get some form of transportation. If you're taking public transportation, we help you with that. If you have your own car and you're driving, we'll help you with a gas card and those kind of things.
Wow, that's amazing. So listen to this. They pay for your transportation. They provide you provide them with all the materials, everything they need. Am I right?
Yep.
So you're working in a classroom setting. You're learning all the skills that you need, and you also work in a warehouse environment where you get to apply all the skills that they offer. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing, and it's at no cost. Did you hear that? No cost. So if you're sitting at home and you want information and how you can get it started, give a call to the following number. That's the Greater Westtown Training Partnership, Shipping and Receiving Training Program, and it's at 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. It's in Chicago. The phone number is 312-563-9028. And you can also look at the website, www.gwtp.org, to get further information regarding Greater Westtown. Orientations are held on Wednesdays mostly at 8:45 in the morning. So you can reserve a seat by calling in, or if you're in the neighborhood or just doing a walk-in, that's also acceptable as well. So at this moment, I want to introduce I believe you're one of the participants of the program.
Yes,
This is Mr. Juan Herrera. Welcome, Juan.
Thank you for having me.
So Juan, this is great. This is exciting. So tell me, what made you go to this program? How did you find Greater Westtown, first of all?
Well, first of all, I decided to look into apps, newspapers, whatever sources that I can get myself into to actually make a career out of my life. Be honest with you, when I first hit the Greater Westtown Partnership, it just hit me like this is something that I always wanted to do. I wanted to do shipping and receiving because it's something that it actually grows. It grows within you. So when I got the opportunity to make that call, because that's the first thing that you need to do is make that first step. And if you really want it, that's what you're going to do. And I spoke to, I believe, Mr. Rios is the person that you had earlier, and he gave me all the information that was needed to actually make it happen. And it was great. And I'm still here, and we're like in our 10th week, and we're almost to graduate. So this is a great opportunity for me to make a career out of my life.
So how does the typical day look for you when you get there?
Oh, it's like Mr. Rios explained earlier that it is classwork, but it also is hands-on. So you're not as bored as most people would think just being in the classroom for 6-7 hours and so. But it's a great experience. I mean, you want to come back the next day. Like in my case, I just as soon as 6 o'clock hits, I'm already there, and the classes don't start until 8:30. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're really anxious to be there.
Yeah, very anxious to be there.
That's a good thing. Motivation. All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So how do you feel this program will benefit you?
Oh, it will benefit me greatly. I mean, because it is a skill set that I never had before, and it's like I'm hungry for it. I'm just hungry for it every day. I know for a fact that once I do set foot out there in the world, it's gonna benefit me in the most possible way that can be positive. Most likely, it'll just hit me. Like it's something that I've been wanting in my life, but I just couldn't find it until I found you guys.
Okay, and how did you find out about the program? I'm curious about that one.
Like I said, I was hitting ads, newspaper, and
So you
everything.
found them in an ad?
Mhm,
an ad.
yes.
Okay, great. So there was publicity and all that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So graduation day comes. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking for to put my skill sets out there in the world, to actually find a job that that I've been craving for, and hopefully keep it. Because this is gonna be very beneficial for me. Definitely have the mindset for it, and I will see myself in the future just continuing this career.
So somebody sitting on the couch right now has their doubts. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to get up, make the call, make the appointment for the orientation, because this is the best thing that I've done. So I know it will be something that will be great for them as well.
So when you went to orientation, tell us about orientation. How was that?
Oh, orientation was fun. To be honest with you, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but because you see a lot of other people applying, because it takes to the point to where you want to do your best. It was a test, of course, and trying to see where your skill sets are at, and once accepted, and in my case I was accepted, they will enhance those skill sets. They will try to help you work on them even more, and that's what they did with me.
So what do you say would be your greatest challenge? What was your greatest challenge to coming?
My greatest challenge right now would be.
Or what it was? What was your challenge?
Oh, what was my challenge? Well, that's a good question. My challenge was actually it was so many barriers in my life, that not wanting to do things. But today is something that I look at it where they help me accomplish that, overcome those barriers. Especially and they haven't mentioned this. There's a tip program that will help you.
What is
TIP? TIP is a program that's called Transforming Impossible into Possible.
Okay.
And that actually helps us look into ourselves even more to make sure that we don't doubt ourselves when a barrier comes through. It helps you be more confident. It helps you be more sufficient in the work that you have in hand, and just move forward.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds great. So you're getting supported in all aspects.
In all
of it.
aspects, yes.
So a holistic approach to it. So that's great. So Juan has just mentioned what it is. He's in the program right now. He loves it. If you want to feel like Juan right now and feel like you're going somewhere and doing something, call that number on your screen right now and make it happen. Make it happen, like Juan says. If it's not going to happen unless you get up and go to that phone and make that call and inquire. Come check it out. Go to the orientation and see what it's about. There's no obligation. All you have to do is come on in and see what they have to offer, and the choice is yours, what direction you want to go in. So give that call. And the number's on your screen, 312-563-9028, Red Horse Town Training Partnership. Okay, now, I have another clip here, another picture I want to show here. And I believe it's, you guys offer, I see you guys offer forklift operation training?
Yes, we do. So the forklift is a part of the program, but we don't say it's the main part. And we know it's a main draw as well too. So you'll have an opportunity, it's not guaranteed, but you get an opportunity to get certified on a sit-down. The orange is the orange sit-down. There's a Toyota. The one next to it is a narrow aisle as well. And we also have an order picker. We also have a propane sit-down. We have a righty-walkie pallet jack and electric pallet jack. So you get the opportunity to get certified on those pieces of equipment. And again, I say you get that opportunity because not everybody is proficient or at driving these pieces of equipment as well too. So I know they're hungry for it, and I think that's great. But you could get one or two pieces as well too, which is great. And on top of that skill with the forklift, that's something to enhance your shipping and receiving skills. Because I know when people think of driving forklifts, it's that I'm just picking up pallets and moving one end to the other. And it's not anymore. It is, you're a shipping clerk driving a forklift. You still have to do all the paperwork. You might have to do some of the order picking as well too. So you're up and down off that forklift throughout the day as well. But again, it's still a great skill set to have.
So according to some of the information that I read upon, it states clearly that you guys train according to the National Safety Council.
Yes, we do.
And I believe there's some OSHA training involved in that. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, so for both of those, the National Safety Council has an OSHA training for forklifting. So when you go through that part of the program, you then will come out with a certificate that say you went through the program, and then when you get certified in each of the pieces of those equipment, that'll be added to that certification. The other certification, or the other card that you get, there's a 10-hour OSHA General Industry card. And what that is, it's 10 hours throughout the training. You get caught up on all the OSHA standards. We talk about OSHA. And the importance of that as well too is from employers that we deal with and talk to, they want their employees coming in to understand what it means to be safe as well. Safety has become something that more and more employers are seeing is a good skill because, again, keeping your employees safe, keeping them healthy makes them more productive than if they're hurt all the time, not feeling well, working in an environment that's not safe where they're fearing for their life, limb, and that kind of thing as well too. So again, it also gives them more responsibility too as an employee that again you're learning a skill to keep yourself safe.
So you see this, so there's forklift training, forklift certification, OSHA 10-hour card. You're talking about terminology. You're talking about all the skills that will make you more marketable when you go out there to get a job. And I believe that you guys provide also job readiness as well.
Yes, we
right?
do. They'll help you with your interviewing skills, resumes, and just generally what it's like in the workplace now, especially for some people who haven't been there in a while. This is a good way to get back into learning how to work in a team environment and that. And the instructor we have who does that has been doing this for many years, and he is awesome at what he does.
So, and that's important. A lot of people don't know how to interview. They don't know how to answer questions. Those questions like, tell me about yourself and why should I hire you and what are your qualifications and so on. And so having job readiness is really like the cream on top of the cake. I mean, you have everything that you need, the full package, so you can go out there and market yourself. I got one more time.
I want to also say with that
No,
too,
go ahead,
so
go
part
ahead.
of the interviewing skills that you do learn, because what is going to be important, you can have all these great shipping and receiving skills, but if you can't interview and get the job,
That's
you
important.
can't showcase those as well too. And that's why those skills are just as important as your shipping and receiving skills.
Absolutely, 100% agreement with that. Yeah, you have to know how to market yourself, present yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the program today. This is a great opportunity for anyone who's looking to get a job, anyone that wants to, if you're working in a job that you feel is not leading you anywhere and you want to move on to something even better, well, this is a great opportunity for you. Don't have too much time, but I want to look at this shot over here and talk about that one.
Yep.
He's using the scanner, am I right?
He is. So they're running through an exercise where actually it looks like they're working with teams, and he's using one of the RF scanners. What they'll do is they'll scan the sales order, they'll scan the product, pull it out of the inventory, physically pull it off the shelf as well too, and then they'll go ahead and process that order. But again, with that RF scanner, you learn shipping, movement, inventory control, all those things.
Well, that's phenomenal. So working hands-on, I think, is the best because you're actually experiencing what you're going to experience when you get out there on the floor, when you get out into the warehouse. And it's a beautiful thing when you see an employer and he knows that you're a good candidate for that position. Now, I quickly want to ask you, how many days a week are the program and how many hours a day?
Sure.
So
The program is Monday through Fridays, roughly 12 weeks. And I say that because it's mandated we do 380 hours.
Okay.
So it's Monday through Fridays, 8:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. And that 8:30 is the start time. So what I want to stress with anybody who's interested in the program is we stress attendance is very important. Like an employer, expresses attendance as well too. And that's always going to be one of the first things they're going to ask us is how's the person's attendance, right? So this is 90 days roughly. This is going to be one of the longest job interviews you're going to be on.
That's right.
As well, and this is part of it. So when we say it starts at 8:30, that means you're in the classroom and ready to go at 8:30. No different than a job. You got to be at your workstation ready to go. We're the same way. So I always advise people, even though it's an 8:30 start time, you should plan on being there between about closer to 8:20, and that give yourself some leeway. You don't want to be late as well too. It's just that's such an important skill is that you can show up on time.
Okay, great. Well, there you have it. It's the Greater Westtown Training Partnership. It's a great opportunity for you. Give a call to that number you see on your screen. It's the Greater Westtown Training Partnership. It's a shipping and receiving training program. It's 500 North Sacramento Boulevard. And the phone number is 312-563-9028. On Wednesdays is when they have orientation at 8:45 in the morning. So if you want to come on in, give us a call and we'll schedule an appointment for you. If you don't get a chance to make that appointment, it doesn't matter. Come on in to the Greater Westtown Training Partnership. and get your goal started and make things happen. I want to thank my guest, Mr. Tom Rio. Thank you for being
Thank you
here
for having
today. We want to thank Juan also as well, Mr. Herrera, who's here speaking and sharing his testimony as to what it has done for him and what it can do for you. Thank you for watching the Job Help Hotline, and we wish you all to have a pleasant and great evening. Take care. Good night.